Hi guys, how's it going? It's me, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, and I'm not at home still. Surprise! I'm still actually in Florida as we speak, and this launch that we're about to see is the Antares launch, which is like many states away from me. But tonight we will see another launch with ESA, NASA. That'll be the Solar Orbiter. So yeah, I'm trying to do like I'm gonna be actually outside to live stream that tomorrow or tonight. I mean, I didn't actually get press credentials to do that in time because I had no idea I'd be down in Florida. So hi guys, how are you? Hope this turns out. This is almost like a dress rehearsal again. I'm still trying to get all the glitches out of my different live stream setup, but I think it'll be pretty good. And you know, like at the beginning of all live streams, let's go ahead and start off with a certain very important thing, and that is, of course, our pre-launch preview. Let me see if this actually works. I don't know, just totally winging it here. Hey, look at that, there it is. Hi. Okay, cool. So you can go to this little website, everydayastronaut.com, like we talk about at every single live stream, and you can go and you can click on pre-launch previews, and that'll bring up an article. So what we're going to see today is the launch of the Antares 230 Plus, carrying a Cygnus cargo capsule. So this will be taking off February 9th, 2020 at 22:39 UTC. So that's, you know, about 34 minutes from right now or so. That's 5:39 p.m. Eastern. So the name of this mission is the NG-13, which is an orbital resupply mission to the International Space Station. So this is part of the Commercial Crew program, just like when SpaceX launches a Dragon capsule. This is kind of that same type of thing. So yeah, so it'll be, yeah, we'll keep going because we have plenty to talk about, of course. The launch provider. So the launch provider is Northrop Grumman Innovation Systems. This was previously an orbital ATK rocket. Orbital ATK got bought by Northrop Grumman. So yeah, there you go. The customer for this is NASA. Again, this is part of the Commercial Crew, or not Commercial Crew, sorry, Commercial Resupply Contract, CRS. And this is, again, just like when SpaceX launches a Dragon capsule, this is the other provider that won the first round of contracts. So this is Northrop Grumman launching a Cygnus capsule. So the rocket for this is called the Antares 230 Plus, which is pretty awesome. It's a very unique vehicle. It rides, it's liquid for its first stage and then uses a solid upper stage, which is just really unique. That seems to be backwards from what most rockets are. And yeah, and you'll see when it launches, it's just a super unique vehicle. And believe it or not, from where I am, I'm actually on Merritt Island in Florida. If it clears up and if it gets dark enough, there's a tiny chance from right here that I'd actually be able to see it. So tonight I will be really close, great line of sight. I'm excited to do a streak shot from right here on Merritt Island. Looking at, I've only seen 2 night launches. I've never really been able to see far enough away where we see a nice big like long arc. So this will be actually a really good vantage point for that. So I'm really, really excited. So this is taking off from Launch Area 01 or Mars Pad 0, or not 01, OA or Mars Pad 0A at Wallops Island in Virginia. So again, very far away from Florida. If you live in DC, if you live around DC or Philadelphia or New York City, take a look within I think within about the first, a little after a minute, 90 seconds or so, New York City, you'll actually be able to see this. If you look pretty far southeast-ish, there's maps online for that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so let's keep going with this here. Hopefully this is working out okay for you guys. So the payload mass on this is 3,500-ish to 3,750 kilograms. So that's about 8,000 pounds, which is pretty, I mean, that's pretty normal, I think, for these resupply missions. The Cygnus capsule is going to low Earth orbit, so about 400 kilometers initially, and then we'll rendezvous with the International Space Station. Just like all the other resupply missions, they all are in low Earth orbit because that's where the International Space Station is at 51.6 degrees in inclination. So they all have to follow that same thing. So yeah. All right. Then we've got, so will they be attempting to recover the first stage? No. As you know, I think the only company right now that's recovering first stage boosters of an orbital class rocket is SpaceX, so therefore this vehicle will not be recovered. So that's how most other providers are. So hence, will this be recovered? No, it's not really a capability of Northrop Grumman's Antares vehicle. Where will the first stage land? It'll crash into the ocean off the coast of Virginia. Yep. Will they be attempting to recover the fairings? No, again, this is not a capability of Northrop Grumman. It's something that, again, so far to date, only SpaceX has really been pursuing. Let's see. Are these fairings new? Yes, because, again, not really something that Northrop Grumman does. So this would be the 12th launch of the Antares rocket, the 7th launch of an Antares 230 series, which is the series after they had an explosion in, what was that, 2014, when one of the turbo pumps let go and the vehicle fell right back down on the pad. It was a spectacular, spectacular failure. Definitely one for the books. And they fixed it after that and switched to a different engine. What is it now? Discord, can you guys remind me? Is it the AJ26? Is that what those are? They're basically, they're single chamber versions. So before they had basically straight up NK33s, like literally off. What did they switch? No, they switched to the RD181, I believe. And before they were using literally remanufactured NK33s, which are literally like the engines that the Soviet Union built. So these were built in the 60s and 70s for the N1 rocket. And then they cleaned them up, and now it's using, oh yeah, there we go. Sorry, the RK1, or the RD1, is it the 191 or the 181? I always get them confused because this is the single chamber version. Can anyone remind me? Is it the 181 or the 190? I think it is the 181. Cool. All right, so, someone wants to know more about the fail. Yeah, I'll pull that up here in a second. It's definitely fun to watch. It was a big one, and it was in I have an older video about the biggest booms of spaceflight history. That definitely made it into that because it was such a spectacular failure. So there we go, RD181. Thank you guys for confirming. It's been a hot minute since I've talked about this vehicle. So this is the first launch for Northrop Grumman of this year, of 2020. So then of course we have this beautiful graphic from Jeff Barrett that kind of shows you the vehicle as it stands. It's not very tall, only 42. So the whole vehicle is roughly the same height as just the first stage of the Falcon 9, and it's just a tiny bit wider than the Falcon 9. So if you basically put a second stage and a fairing from a Falcon 9 on top of this, it'd look relatively familiar. That's how, this is a pretty compact, small vehicle. Those SRBs are pretty powerful. So it's actually a really small upper stage, really. Yeah, so there you go. And this particular, if you guys want to read through this article, you definitely should. It's well written, of course, and this one is written by our friend Austin DeSisto. So thank you, Austin, for writing that article up. So yeah, how are you guys? This is just a chill riverside watch of a rocket launch today, which I'm really excited about. I'm working on some really fun projects down here in Florida that I'm not quite ready to share with you guys yet, but it will be, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm working on. There's a few projects that I'm trying to tackle simultaneously, which is made for some interesting things, but you'll see. One of them I think you guys will like a lot. And Discord, Commanders, I will be doing for sure a Commander and a Patreon live stream relatively soon. I'll be updating you guys with all the fun developments that I've been working on and showing you some cool stuff. Nice little wink. And I'll probably be doing that, I don't know about for sure, maybe this week, maybe middle of the week, or for sure next week we'll do that. So stay tuned if you're a patron, get ready for that link. And also, I also had a bunch of people asking about this. I finally did it. You guys are welcome. I do now have, we finally got Norminal shirts in. So you guys were asking, a lot of people were like, why don't you sell the Norminal shirt, not just the Norminal hat? So now we have the Norminal shirt. If you guys don't know what this is in reference to, it is from a live stream with SpaceX when John Innsbrucker accidentally said Norminal instead of nominal. It was on, what was that on? Intelsat 35E, so July 5th, 2017. So that's almost 3 years old now. But it's been kind of a fun running joke in the aerospace industry, mixing normal and nominal. Nominal means everything's on track. So today I'm trying to do this like launch day code. So if you guys are tuning in, you have 24 hours from right now to get 10% off the Falcon Heavy Premium Canvas print, the Lunar Mission Tee, which is exactly what I'm wearing right now, which has a cool schematic on the back, and the Norminal Tee. So if you guys want to help me do what I do, help me get ready for a really fun chapter that's going to be really exciting this year. Trust me, 2020 is, I've got some really cool things going on. If you guys want to help me do that, the most fun way to do that is by going to everydayastronaut.com/shop. And for now, type in, it's 2 words, all lowercase, launch day. You'll get 10% off this is a big old fat canvas, by the way. So yeah, it's 20 by 30, 50, which is basically 50 by 75 centimeters. Big canvas of Falcon Heavy. So yeah, get that while you can. I probably should have put that on sale like 3 days ago when it was the anniversary. Whoops, my bad. But you can still get 10% off that. And if, of course, if you work in the aerospace industry, you can go to, you can click on the link on any of the items in the description, and you will see that you can take 25% off as a thank you for working hard. Oh, by the way, did you guys see? This is still ridiculous. I mean, we knew that Elon liked the full flow shirt, but you got, there's another picture of him wearing it now. Have you guys seen this? How insane is that? He was at this like fancy party with people wearing like really nice clothes, and here he is posted up in the full flow stage combustion cycle shirt. I just think that's the funniest thing ever. This is not Photoshopped. He's confirmed on Twitter that this is one of his favorite t-shirts. There he is with Edward Norton. That is still the absolutely silliest thing to me. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull up here while we get a second. I'm gonna pull up that launch or the, what was it? The boom of the Cygnus. I wanna show you guys the old Antares. I mean, we shouldn't be like remembering it for that because it's a really cool vehicle, but it was honestly one of the most, Antares failure. I guess it's seriously still one of the most spectacular rocket explosions I think ever. And we will watch the official NASA one because we don't want to break any, anybody's things or whatever it's called. Here we go. Hold on. Let me get out of this. Let me get out of this and go back because right now all it was a fireball. All right, hold on 1 second here. Let me make sure this is going to you guys. Yes, it appears to be doing so. Let me know if that works, and we will have the audio on. So this is in 2014. Definitely worth watching. Look at this. So it has a strong back or a, transport erector. And then it's liquid fueled on the first stage.
On its third CRS mission to the ISS.
And lost a turbo pump. And that baby came right back down on the launch pad in a spectacular failure. Yeah. Yeah, that's insane. All right, one of my favorite things is a launch photographer, Matthew Travis, was there, and he's on site. He's going, "It's gonna get loud," and he's screaming. I thought that was wow, scary. But they rebuilt this pad, and don't forget one of the other fun things about this launch pad now is this is that's where Rocket Lab just built a new pad, and they'll be launching from relatively soon. So Rocket Lab has always had their Electron rocket launching from New Zealand, right next door, literally like. It's almost scarily next door. I keep fearing, if something were like that were to happen, it'd probably damage the other provider's site. But they're really close. They even are, it's right underneath that giant water tower is where the Electron will launch. But it is a really cool launch pad. I have a video interview with Peter Beck, the CEO of Rocket Lab, that I did in, when was that, December, November, sometime when they opened up that new launch pad. Check that out for sure because he's awesome. And the Wallops area is gorgeous. I'm really excited to catch a launch from there. I'm guessing, unfortunately for me, that my first launch
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, Siri. She doesn't even understand rocket science. Who knew? But the cool thing is that I'm guessing my first Rocket Lab launch will end up being in the U.S. That's not a cool thing. That's actually a bad thing because I really wanted my first Electron launch to be at their gorgeous site in New Zealand. But I have a feeling I'll be going up to see that, and I also want to watch an Antares launch from there too because it's this really beautiful area with these beautiful like low-lying grasses and swampy. It's really pretty. There you go. That's so yeah. All right, how are you guys? Don, thank you so much for saying hi. Innocent Raptor, how's it going? You just got your full flow stage combustion hoodie and you love it. Thank you, Innocent Raptor. How's it going? Long time no see. Well, couple, 3-4 months since I've seen you. Hope it's great. I like that it's nice and thick. It's perfect for the winter. Jalen, thank you so much for the membership and 3-sided coin. How about the vinyl press of my album? I'm afraid of doing vinyl presses because I know that some people really like them. I really like vinyl too. I collect a lot of vinyl. But at the same time, I feel like every band ever prints a bunch of vinyl and then it just sits around and then never gets bought. So I'm nervous to put a whole vinyl, I don't know, maybe someday. Maybe someday. I did remember it was a year ago I released, I did release that 27 Merlins, which was written, it was basically composed to the Falcon Heavy launch, the demo Falcon Heavy launch. So that's a fun listen if you want to listen to something new. I have a lot of other music that I need to release. Someday I'll just like bookmark a full week, get everything done, get it all up online, and spend all the time getting it ready. I need to do that. That'd be fun for me at least. Footy Nut Guy says, different location. Is this my new office? This is not my new office. This has nothing to do with Rocket's River House. What is this? No, I am currently along the Indian River. Ta-da. So that's where I'm going to be live streaming tonight. It's gorgeous, as you can tell. So that's where I'm going to be live streaming and doing a little bit of tracking. Tonight, Ryan Shalinsky and Mary Liz Bender from Cosmic Perspective have the telescope we've been working with. Since I didn't get press credentials because I didn't know I was still going to be in Florida, I ended up, just standing around here. I went to Austin like last weekend for Fully Charged Live, which is a lot of fun meeting a lot of you people. Say hi if you happen to be there. And then tonight I'm going to be live streaming from here. I don't know. I'm just sticking around in Florida until I get some projects done, which again, I'm really excited to share with you when it's ready. So, Trevor, I recently noticed you stopped wearing your wedding ring, and I checked our Ludicrous feature and it looked like you stopped during the month down at Starhopper. Well, you are, yes, you're very observant. It's been a little while, but that's something that I've talked about with my community, with my Discord channel, and with my patrons. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a life change for me in 2019. But that's why you may have noticed I've been a little more on the move, we'll say. But things are still going well with me and my ex. I've never talked about it publicly, so cheers 2020. But yeah, it's just one of those things that it has made work very hard, very difficult. So I've tended to not talk about it so much. But thanks for noticing and thanks for asking. Again, things are actually quite cordial between the two of us and we're still really good friends, but it's just kind of, we're taking new paths. So yeah, not necessarily that fun to talk about, so we'll stick to the fun stuff like rockets. So Delta Space Systems, thank you so much for saying hi. Yeah, oh, Discord. So no, I technically Alderande, I am on the Cape. I'm actually on Merritt Island, which is, I don't know, you kind of can consider that the Cape area-ish. So I'm about currently, 18 miles away from Slick 41. So that's I'm 16 miles, 26 kilometers away from Slick 41. So yeah, let's see. Chazzy wants to say, Tim, any clouds going to ruin my shot again? Luckily, I'm not relying on the telescope today. So it won't matter so much because I think the streak shot will, it's cool when a rocket goes through the clouds a little bit. There are a few clouds, but it is actually a really, really, really pretty night. It's getting very pretty. I'll show you guys a shot here in a second. It's just the lighting looks really bad if I face it out that way. So yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. The eel is silent on Alderande. Alderande. Sorry. The official stream is live. Thank you. I want to be catching that. Why am I missing everything? All right, let me get that pulled up here for you guys. And we will be able to watch that and learn, because that's the point of all this stuff for me, is I like watching these things with you guys so that I can learn too. I couldn't find, they didn't post the NG13, CRS NG13 pre-launch press conference, which I always watch before I do these, and I feel like I always learn these fun little facts. I did find a couple of things that had like clips about it. So there's some really cool science going up, like they're gonna be lighting Cygnus on fire again for like the 4th time for the Sapphire missions after it undocks from the International Space Station. They also, what else are they working on? There's a really cool virus that they're working on that will attack only bacteria, which they're going to watch how it behaves in space, because bacteria grows a lot quicker in space. So really cool things. Let me get, where did I had that all lined up. Let me just go back to NASA, and I will find you guys the launch. There's this many people watching this. Okay, here we go. I'll get this pulled up for you guys here in a second. Let's send this off to this. Sorry, again, this is a totally different setup for me. This is kind of my mobile setup. So hopefully it looks okay for you guys, but let's switch on over and see how we're doing. There is no audio currently, I don't think, so, but yeah, I can't really tell. What's the, how much time left? I feel like they don't make it very obvious. Oh yeah, I better do this. And yeah, I'm not hearing anything either. I don't know if there is anything. Okay, Chazzy Mac. Oh yeah, thank you for saying hi. Matt Freund. Love your content. Cheers from Switzerland. Thank you so much, Matt. And Robert Lenz. Hey, Tim. Great to be back at one of your live streams. Let's see this thing fly. Greetings from Netherlands. It looks like a gorgeous night. I mean, look at that. Although it does look like it's currently in about 2 frames a second, but the time clock's running okay. There we go. I'm still not hearing anything. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I feel like that's not normal. Is there? Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone here and see if I can't listen in, because I feel like there should be some talking over this, unless this is just. I wonder if this is only the.
Again, mostly sunny
here we go.
skies for launch back at the Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport at NASA's Wallops Island facility.
Let me turn this up a little bit.
Temperature is now about 44 degrees Fahrenheit.
Prop lead LC, can you give me status on 382? Yes, LC, this is prop lead. F1 end level is 11. Copy that. And core 1 LC, countdown 1. Core 1 LC, countdown 1.
Go ahead, LC, this is Core 1. Fuel adjustment is not required.
Copy that, Core 1. Prop 2, step 384. Configure OCCS for no adjustment to fuel level. Didn't work.
You can see off to the right there. There's that little tiny black thing. That is Rocket Lab's launch pad. So that's how much shorter Electron is than this rocket. Electron is tiny. So you can see the strong back there for Electron.
And launching, be advised, step 387 not required. And prop 2 status on 384.
OCCS configured for no adjustment to fuel level.
So while we listen in here on the countdown, there's a couple fun things to answer. Let's see here. So Ben, am I going to wear my spacesuit again for any of my videos? I didn't touch the spacesuit in 2019. It literally never got touched in 2019. So I'm done with it. I definitely wore myself out from wearing the spacesuit back in the, when I did that show for Facebook Watch, that kind of drained me in 2018. I wore it for like 2 weeks straight, took that character to the extreme, and I realized, you know, I have a lot more fun just kind of being myself, just kind of hanging out and being, it feels more me, and that should have stayed more as kind of the art project in my opinion. Yeah, I want to listen. What am I missing? They're saying a lot of fun stuff. Oh, no, they're not saying anything. But yeah, the spacesuit will not be brought out anytime soon, so I apologize. So let's see. Jeffrey says would buy the vinyl. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll do a small run of like 50 or something, just so I don't get in over my head and end up with a ton. Oh, that's a cool shot. Look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, wow.
And coming up on 12 minutes from launch, when flight controllers will conduct a poll to proceed with the final launch countdown.
LC, countdown 1. Step 38. At this time, I want a poll to proceed with final countdown. GSO? GSO, go. RSO. RSO's go. TD. TD's go. Prop lead. Prop lead is go. Stage 1. Stage 1 is go. MES. MES1's go. GC. GC's go. ACE.
Ace?
ACE is go. Mars. Mars is go. CMD. CMD is go. LD. LD is go. NG.
In honor of Major Robert Lawrence, the first African-American astronaut who made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of the human exploration of space, and who showed that courage and inspiration know no color, Northrop Grumman is go.
Cool.
And I copy that. NG will go ahead and call go to proceed with final countdown, and we'll check 388 complete.
God,
You
there's
just
going
heard
to
the poll to proceed with the final countdown to launch, and all teams are a go.
That's awesome. Sweet. So we only have about what, 9 more minutes? Or 11, oh, it's right there, 11 minutes. 11 minutes and 15 seconds. I am really excited because there's going to be gorgeous photos from this launch. That is like as pretty as it gets. I hope that for the next 11 minutes, the sun just kind of keeps getting more and more, like I think the sky will get more and more orange, but that just looks like the most picture perfect. Let me hear this real quick.
To go to start engine evacuation.
LC Ops 2. Engine evacuation started.
My Discord, I'm sorry, you're right. I have not confirmed. I think it is time now that we're about T-minus 10 minutes to confirm that the pointy end, yeah, pointy end's up. And I saw a picture of the engines earlier sitting inside the launch mount, and it does appear the flamey end is down. So pointy end up, flamey end down. You have the everyday astronaut seal of approval to go for launch.
30 seconds now from launch, and everything is still proceeding smoothly for an on-time launch at 4:39 p.m. Central Time, 5:39 p.m. Eastern.
Cygnus is on internal power nominal. Copy that, CMD. We'll go ahead and check that step complete.
Gosh, that is so pretty. Okay, let me answer a few more of you guys' questions. Okay, so Jeffrey would buy the vinyl. Like I said, I'll consider it. Thank you for saying that, though. And per Thurn, what a tiny rocket. It's more like a rocket. Seriously, this is such a great shot here. You can see, again, in the foreground, a little bit of black and red. That's the new launch pad for the Electron, and that is a small little rocket. It's honestly, it really is adorable. It's really impressive how small they can make an orbital class rocket. Very, very cool. This is a good question. Samuel Thomas, has there ever been 2 launches in one day? Of course, there's been a lot of, many times that there's been 2 launches in one day. I think this is the first time that NASA technically has launched twice in a day. If, I think ever, almost. There's supposed to be 2 4 hours apart for the Gemini missions, but that got scrubbed. I'm trying to, I couldn't think, and people were asking that, if there's ever been 2, and I don't remember if I actually saw a good answer. If you know for a fact that there's going to be, that there has been 2 NASA launches in one day, or even 2 from any provider or any other agency, let me know. I couldn't find where within 24 hours, one rocket company or one, one provider or one organization launched twice in one day. So super cool. It's only gonna be about 3 hours apart, really. 4 hours or something. Yeah, I can't math. But again, I will be live streaming that tonight, so I'm going to be pulling a double header myself, which I'm really excited about, because how can you beat launches? Again, and there's a chance I might be able to see this one from Florida. It'll be very, very low on the horizon. And then tonight, I will have an awesome view of the Atlas launching tonight. And I've never seen an Atlas with a single solid rocket booster. I've actually never seen an Atlas with solid rocket boosters. The only Atlas I've seen is a 401. Let me hear what they're saying.
The first thing that will occur is the stage 1 ignition, and you'll see liftoff just a few seconds after that. And those 2 main engines will burn for about 3 minutes and 28 seconds before cutting off, and stage 1 will separate. Cygnus will coast for a bit.
Ooh, Joey S4B in our Discord. Boom, nailed it. Gemini launched an Agena target vehicle, that's right, and a Titan 90 minutes apart for Gemini 11. So the Titan was had the Gemini capsule on top. And then it was supposed to rendezvous. Was it the first rendezvous and docking, or that was a lot earlier? But yeah, that makes sense. There's 90 minutes apart. Okay, so it's been basically probably since the Gemini program, so mid 1960s, that there's been launches this close. So pretty cool. I remember that. Kumquat Lord, December 2018, there were 5 launches scheduled for a single day, but 4 got scrubbed. I totally remember that. Yeah, super cool.
Then the vehicle will begin gathering data during its 2-day journey to the International Space Station.
I'm not hearing anything now. So I'll keep answering guys' questions. Let's see. Okay, has there ever, yeah, so great question, Samuel. And again, thank you to those of you that have helped answer that question. I can't always be a walking encyclopedia. I learn from all of you guys. You guys are the best teachers around. So JK says, please check your email from me, my face in space, so keen to get you involved. I will check it out. feel like I caught up the other day. I don't remember seeing that. I'll double check though. Thank you for sending that, and thank you, JK. Richard Jenkins, I hope you're related to Leroy. Good day, that rocket needs an aerospike. I'm back on like team, I would like to see an aerospike fly. Even if the company or organization that makes it goes totally bankrupt, it'd be really cool to see an aerospike go into orbit. Hang on. Okay, I just want to keep these loud enough that I can hear it too. Adam says, from the UK, thanks for your hard work. Well, thank you, Adam. Stand by. There's too much stuff happening. Let me hear what this is. There's just like some chatter off in the background. It's really quiet. Let's see here.
Launch team, we're going to hold at T-minus 5 minutes. PD, we're going to hold at T-minus 5 minutes. Admin, we're going to hold at T-minus 5 minutes.
Is this a planned hold?
Hold and pending.
So they're holding at T-minus 5 minutes. I don't remember if there's I don't think it's a built-in hold. What is their launch window? Did we talk about that? I don't know if I can do that from here.
And Northrop Grumman just announced on the loops that they will do a hold at the 5-minute mark for unexplained reasons. We'll keep you posted when we hear more.
I assumed this would be an instantaneous launch window because it's a rendezvous with the International Space Station. So this might be a scrub.
Okay, you're going to be on countdown 1.
I can barely hear that.
And prop 2, prop lead on countdown 1. Prop 2, go ahead. Place OCCS in auto mode and pause the HPGN2 auto sequence control. You mean semi-auto mode. That's affirmative. HPGN2 auto sequence control 5040. And prop 2, close valve 5047.
I'm guessing this is a full scrub then.
On my mark, 2, 1, mark.
Oh, the live stream went to poop.
5047 closed.
Okay, so audio is all the way up, guys. That's, for some reason they have the chatter, the audio chatter in the back is way down, but I'll try increasing gain a little bit.
Okay, learn. Please close 5079 and then open 5047.
Give me a second here.
That is prop 2, command valve 5079 to close. Didn't work.
I can barely hear this though.
And be advised, we have just under 3 minutes remaining.
.5079 closed. And prop 2, open valve 5047.
And just under 3 minutes to make that launch window. The launch window today is 5 minutes, beginning at 4:39 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, good. They do a 5-minute
So
window.
Northrop Grumman will have until 4:44 p.m. Central Time to get that launch off.
Wilco. And prop 2, resume auto sequence control of the HPGN2. Auto sequence resumed. And return OCCS to auto control mode. OCCS return to auto control mode.
Launch team LC, countdown 1, be advised, we'll be resuming our countdown at 22:39:29 Zulu. We have a new targeted T0 of 22:40:59. That's 22:40:59 Zulu.
Wow, right at the end of the window.
We'll currently complete all steps 390 through step 398. As we resume the countdown, we'll go ahead and initiate engine priming and get ready to transfer avionics to internal path.
So they are. So just to confirm, they are going for the end of the launch window.
Targeted T0 will be 224429. Our new T0 will be 224429 Zulu.
Let me see if there's a way that I can spice up this quality a little bit. It is very bad. Give it a second here. We'll see if... Oh! Much better! Much better when you... when you force it into 720.
1 minute from resuming our countdown.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. New setup, mobile setup. That is better, but it's not great. So again, to reaffirm, they are actually going, they have a launch window of 5 minutes, and they had to stand down for just a second. They reset it about 5 minutes later, and they are going for the very, very, very end of the launch window, but they're resuming their countdown, and hopefully we'll see it take off in about 5 minutes. So, wow, that is beautiful. Again, I hope it goes off right now because that is so pretty. We will see some gorgeous pictures from our friends that are launch photographers. Can't wait. This is going to be beautiful.
And launch time, our countdown, launch team, our countdown has resumed. Ops 2, step 399, you go to initiate engine priming.
Yes, sweet.
Engine priming started.
Copy, engine priming started. Ops 1, transfer avionics to internal power.
And as you just heard, the countdown has resumed. We're looking now for a launch at 4:44:39 p.m. Central Time.
LT Ops 1, external power off.
So
That'll
yeah,
bring Cygnus right to
That's
the
a great
end
question.
of the launch window today.
so
Select 1, internal power is nominal.
I'm seeing a lot of people asking what that fog was. That is same as this. It's basically it's
With the
well
new countdown,
on the ground. It
we're
was
4 minutes and 20
sorry.
seconds away from
I'm trying to
launch.
listen and talk at the same time. So what we're seeing there, that's condensation as they bleed off liquid oxygen, and it turns into as liquid oxygen gases out and changes phase from a liquid to a gas, it expands. It's still really cold, like minus 170 degrees Celsius or something. And when it comes in contact with the air, it condenses and makes these clouds. But also on the ground, you saw some fog too, and that's a similar thing. So they have to keep that liquid oxygen very cold on site. They might even have some liquid oxygen farms there where they can basically refrigerate and super chill, cryogenically chill oxygen down and keep it chilled. So there's going to be some stuff there that does vent out and have some of that fog looking stuff, but it's actually just condensation. Just like when you open up a freezer on a really humid day and it's really cold. Yeah. Okay, let's listen back in here quick.
FT command to flight mode.
Beautiful.
3 minutes until liftoff.
Audio bus voltages and currents are nominal. Copy all elect 1. GNC 1, step 413, verify ready for nav mode. Orb nav ready for the nav. And Ops 2, step 414, switch to nav.
Orb nav, switch to nav.
Copy that, Ops 2, check 414 complete.
LT, this is Prop Lead. Abort, abort.
Crap.
That Prop
got
Lead,
abort,
this is
abort,
LT
abort.
on countdown 1. We have an abort. We have an abort on
Shoot.
countdown 1.
So it's been scrubbed.
We have an abort.
No launch tonight, or no launch right now. But luckily, guys, I will be streaming a launch in person here in Florida of the Atlas V launching the solar orbiter for ESA tonight. But let's listen in. Let's see if we can hear why. Well, while we listen in, I better answer. Oh,
LC, countdown 1,
course.
step Alpha 2, disable your local launch enable button at the failsafe panel. Verify local indicators extinguished.
LT Ops 1, Ops 1, launch enable removed.
And GSO, step Alpha 3, disable your local launch enable button at the failsafe panel and verify local indicators extinguished.
LT GSO, launch enable removed.
Ops 1, verify removal of your master global launch enable.
LCOps 1, removal of master global launch enable verified.
So basically, at this point, they're just going through deactivating the rocket and working on defueling, detanking, and getting the vehicle into safe operation. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and I'll answer some of your guys' questions here. I don't think I can pull up and switch these around, so I'll keep this up here while I read your guys' stuff here. Adam from the UK, you're welcome. Thank you. Renaud, hey Tim, did you listen to the teleconference that NSF posted a couple days ago regarding Boeing Starliner? Yeah, I listened into the teleconference, and man, it has not been a good 365 days for Boeing. They had some other issues that, man, I don't know. I really hope that all gets figured out, and that Boeing steps up to the plate and really focuses on quality, especially software quality. It seems like they're having a lot of software and programming issues, and yeah, it's just really a shame. Yeah, again, I don't want anyone to not succeed in the aerospace community, so really a bummer that Boeing's had so many problems, and yeah. I hope we hear more back from it, and I hope that they are able to resume quickly and still get a launch out this year, but I'm just so nervous. We're seeing so many little issues come up that it's just not looking good for this year for the Starliner. So for those of you who didn't listen in, basically they said, oh, let me see if that's okay. Maybe we'll get a reason. I'll wait for the actual commentator to come on, and then I'll increase the volume again so we can hear what she says. So Boeing Starliner had an issue that wasn't really announced until just this week or last week, basically on Friday, I believe it was. And what happened is they had another software error that they caught about T-2 hours before re-entering. Had they not caught that error and updated a patch, some kind of software update, the vehicle likely would not have survived re-entry, which I don't know how to feel about it, because it's, in a way, you know, people are like, why didn't you tell us about it? And they're like, well, it wasn't really a failure. And they're like, yeah, but it would have been a failure, but like we caught it, so it wasn't an issue. And then part of it's still like, okay, you shouldn't launch.
Today has been scrubbed.
I don't know. Okay, here.
It was scrubbed less than 3 minutes from liftoff for reasons yet to be determined. The vehicle is now being safed, and we're standing by for further recycle options.
Okay, so we still don't know exactly what. But yeah, so they didn't really, like, I don't know. I think a lot of people didn't necessarily find that satisfactory, that they decided not to tell us because it didn't end up being an issue. But when it is an issue that would have created the loss of the spacecraft had it not been found, and if it launched with those errors still, you know, it launched with those errors programmed in, I think people just wanted more transparency. And it just felt like, and actually NASA was kind of being one to not really talk about it. And I've just found that interesting. I don't know. I'm waiting to hear more from it. Oh, it's just crazy. Yeah. So someone says NASA clickbait. Well, I don't know why this is clickbait. It's a NASA launch going on right now that just got scrubbed. All right, so hang on. Just listening in real quick again.
And LC, this is Flight Control. Step A12 is complete, and the final flow rates are 1587 for the flow rate, and the temperature is 62.5.
Yeah, Site Control, sorry, you got stepped on there. Can I get that again?
Okay, yes, still don't really have an answer. Okay, Ocean Breeze says, auction the spacesuit off for STEM education charity. Well, I have plans for the spacesuit still. I would like to really have it up in a public space someday where people can come, hang out, where I could maybe have speeches and do things like that, and invite guest speakers in to do science talks and space talks, you know, bring astronauts in, and maybe have it be a place of like libation and community, and maybe a place that I could even potentially do live streams from someday too. That is something that I'm actively pursuing, and I would love to have this spacesuit hung up there. So I have plans for the spacesuit, but I do, yeah, that's a cool idea though too. I need to do some kind of STEM outreach thing here soon. It's a great idea. Thanks for the reminder, and thanks for saying hi. Hans, can have the suit mass-produced for nerds? Can I have the spacesuit mass-produced for nerds? I probably can, but after the whole Starman hoodie fiasco and seeing how hard that was and how much like of a headache that ended up being, I feel like a spacesuit like that would be so expensive, like $1,000 to make it look decent, some kind of replica. And that just would, I don't know. who's gonna buy $1,000 replica suit of a I don't know, just, no, I don't know. I'll leave someone else to do that. If you build a spacesuit and you can mass produce it, let me know and we'll stick it up in the web store. Okay, hold on. Are they actually talking about it?
Limit checker into detanking mode.
No.
Did I copy that?
Okay, sorry. I got excited. All right. For no reason, hey, how's it going? It says, head into the Cape now. Let me know if I can help you. I'm like all set up, basically. I'm literally taking this outside and I'm ready to go. So thanks for the offer. Enjoy tonight's launch. I think it's going to be a beautiful night. I mean, it really is. It really is gorgeous. Footy Nut Guy, how's it going? Wants to say, what time is tonight's launch my time? So here it would have been about, tonight, it will be 11 something Eastern. Let's see. Let me see. I believe it's like 11:04. Does that sound right? 11:03 Eastern, right before midnight. That'd be 23:03 Eastern time, which I believe is like 4 UTC or so. Oh, here we go.
The scrub occurred because of off-nominal data from ground support equipment at the launch pad. No date has been given for another launch attempt as ground teams investigate the issue today. They'll begin the process of draining fluid out of Antares now, and the vehicle is in a safe configuration as we await further information from Northrop Grumman.
LC 1,
okay.
Internal power command is still completing. Standby 1.
Again, that scrub came less than 3 minutes from liftoff today.
So they said basically ground systems caused some kind of scrub. What I'm guessing is it would have been something with the sound suppression system. They likely run, that sounds about when they'd kind of start cycling valves, making sure everything's good to go for the sound suppression system. So my guess would be that the sound suppression system acted up a little bit. That hopefully is a fairly easy fix for them. But yeah, they had data that they didn't like seeing on the consoles and ended up calling a scrub. So I mean, it could also be anything like any part of the ground support system, including the clamps and the transport erector or the actual strong back portion. Hard to say for sure, but yeah, that makes sense. Hopefully that can be reset and they can get right back at it tomorrow. So all right, Chazzy Mac, big brain idea, make spacesuit onesies. Not for me. I have thought about that, and I even looked into that for a little bit, but it's harder than you think to find a good manufacturer for that stuff that I actually like and feel comfortable trying to mass produce something like that. Again, because of the absolute nightmare I went through trying to make the Starman hoodies, I'm a little bit shy of doing that. I'll do this for now and we'll just talk and hang out and I'll kind of keep listening in the background. So hear a little bit of chatter, sorry. But yeah, all right, so where are we? Boo, 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 boo. You guys are awesome. All right, I'm gonna turn that down more. All right, well, so probably not. Sorry, Chazzy. All right, Clint, Tim, you're amazing. The Belt of Venus is pretty too. The Belt of Venus. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I know what the Belt of Orion is, and I've seen Men in Black enough times to know exactly what that is, but I'm not actually familiar with the Belt of Venus. Discord, teach me. But thanks, Clint. How's it going? Richard Jenkins, could you do a video just on Soyuz? Yes, absolutely. I will be doing a video on Soyuz, especially now that the 2.1 variant is flying humans. I definitely need to do a video. Scott Manley has an awesome video all about Soyuz, and it talks about the R7's history, which is kind of the rocket family. That's something, I have such a long list of videos, and it's just been such a crazy time of running around all the time that I really haven't been in full-blown video production mode. I have been working on the really cool telescope video, and also the rocket pollutions video is really close too. So as I work on the other project that I'm working on down here that I'll tell you guys about soon, yeah, I definitely have to do more of that kind of stuff. So yeah. All right, Belt of Venus, or Venus's girdle, or an antilunar arch is an atmospheric phenomenon visible shortly before sunset or sunrise. After sunset. Interesting. So the pinkish glow is apparently okay. So that pinkish glow that we saw in some of those shots, I guess that's considered Belt of Venus. I had no idea. HD something Hawk says, I was at Blue Origin, and no, I'm not making a video for you guys. There was no shooting allowed for me there. It was awesome though, I will tell you that. And I'm sorry I can't share more because it was really cool. Let's see.
Scrub today, less than 3 minutes from liftoff. The scrub occurred because of off-nominal data from ground support equipment at the launch pad. No date has been given for another launch attempt as ground controllers investigate the issue. They have already begun the process of draining fluid out of Antares. The vehicle's in a safe configuration, and Northrop Grumman officials are assessing a date for the next launch attempt.
Close the FTS umbi loop and verify rate indication.
Cool. So
LC Ops 1, FTS umbi loop.
hopefully, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they are able to reset for tomorrow. That's basically what they said before. Chris, how's it going? Another $2 to send Tim Dodd to Mars Fund. Why do you want to send me to Mars? I would consider going to the moon someday in like 20 years, but man, Mars is like a whole multi-year thing. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be very productive during that. Unless they could like, you know, have a huge data archive, because I feel like the latency would be so bad. If I was trying to produce videos or something, you know, how would you do that on Mars? If you're like, hey, I need to find that video from 1974, you know, of blah, 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 blah. And like, it'd take you 20 minutes just to ping. It'd be a 20-minute latency just to even type that in and look at a database on Earth. So you'd have to have like petabytes of data on board as some kind of server, or like, I don't know, maybe you could just download, I don't know. I would, Mars, I'm gonna go ahead and say, you're awesome, and I hope that people go to you very soon, very, very, very soon. I don't want to go though. There's no pools or trees or restaurants, and you're so far away that like it'd just be like a horrible, cold, scary camping trip that is very risky. I would much rather, the moon, at least it's you know, a week or two, you hang out, you see the Earth, you float around, you bounce around like crazy. That sounds like a lot more fun to me. So yeah, for me, you can start a moon fund, and I'll take you up on it in like 20 years when it's super routine. But thanks, Chris. Fawn Van Gills, why are rockets launched at sea level and not at higher altitudes closer to orbit and the air is thinner? That is a video I am also really excited to work on. I'll first be doing it on why not launch from airplanes, because it kind of answers a lot of those questions. But really, the main thing is, look at how much infrastructure and look at how, well, two things. You can't launch over people. You can't have the path of the rocket go over populated areas. Let me hear if they say anything else again.
Off-nominal data from ground support equipment at the launch pad. Teams are now draining fluid.
Yeah, she's just saying the same thing. No new info. We'll probably have to wait for Twitter for that. But yeah, so you can't fly over people. That's number one. Unless, I mean, China kind of does, and Russia sort of does a little bit from Kazakhstan. They do launch over very, very, very sparsely populated areas, but China launches over villages, unfortunately. But here, at least in the United States and most of the rest of the world, it's considered a bad idea to do that, so you do launch over water, and you have a big old flight path, a flight corridor that has to be totally clear. You know, you can't have anyone in the path of the rocket. That's the main reason, is there's no mountains on the coast really that are of any advantage. But also you have so much infrastructure, there's so much space, there's so much things. And to get a rocket up a mountain and do all those things, how much is that going to cost per launch? Like how much extra and how much harder and more remote and all these things, you know, time for the crew to get up and down from the mountain every time. How much does that actually cost when you're dealing with people on the clock and all those things compared to just having it on the ground? Is that cheaper and more economical than just making the rocket a tiny bit bigger? And we're talking about a tiny bit. And don't forget, it's not about like, you know, you can sit there and go, well, the first 10 seconds or 20 seconds, you know, it takes 20 seconds of fuel for the rocket to get to that altitude. But don't forget, by the time it's at that altitude, it's already traveling at, we'll say, 500 kilometers an hour. So not only, you know, that's the bigger thing. It's not about altitude, really. It's really about velocity. And that momentum, you know, even if you cut off the engines right there, it'd still coast up to, you know, a lot higher than that too. So launching from a mountain seems like a good idea, but when in all practicality, this is the short answer. I'll make a long video about it, and I'll do all the stuff in Kerbal to kind of show the difference. Yeah, spoiler, it's just a lot easier and a lot more economical in the long run just to make a little bit bigger rocket. Yeah. Good, but very good question, Fawn. I really like those kinds of questions. Three-sided coin, freedom and independence launched at the same time when Bruce Willis saved humanity from Armageddon in the 90s. How could I have forgotten forgotten about that. I even built one of those space shuttles in Kerbal Space Program once, and it was ridiculous, and I docked 2 asteroids. You're absolutely right. Bruce Willis has already launched a space shuttle simultaneously with another space shuttle, and they flew like in tandem, and it was beautiful. How could I have forgotten about the most epic tandem launch ever? Thanks for the reminder. Fraser, how is it going? Thanks for the content, Tim. Love watching your stuff. Quick question. When do you think Starship serial number 1 will be fully stacked? Fraser, I think that'll stack up really quick. Like, I bet it'll be within a week or two. I think we'll literally see it at its full height already. Again, kind of like we saw for the Mark 1 presentation, kind of the mock-up. I think we'll see the proper flying serial number 1 at Boca Chica at that same height and everything, you know, mostly like kind of ready to go literally in a week or two, but then there's going to be a lot of extra hardware they still have to attach to it. As far as making the, you know, the actual ring sections, stacking them, welding on the bulkheads and all that stuff, I think we're like weeks away, a week or two away from seeing that stack up really quickly, seeing how quickly they actually can do that stuff now. It's getting ridiculous. And they're already building parts for serial number 2. So SpaceX is definitely working very, very, very quickly on that stuff. So yeah, I think it'll be very quickly. And then after that, I'm still thinking there'll be at least like a month of attaching extra hardware, like the fins, the control thrusters, all of the actual things that make it into a rocket and not just a giant water tower. So let's see. Freeman, that's a great idea. But really it's, yeah, Freeman, that's a cool idea in our Discord. All right, so Harvester of Sorrow, I'm in Tifton, Georgia. Any chance I can see the launch tonight, or will it be too low on the horizon? You'd be really close. I can pull this up for you guys if you guys want, or I'll try to pull it up. Let me see. I might bork everything, but might as well push the system tonight and see what we can do, right? Okay, you can actually look up Northrop flight path visibility. We'll see if that works. I don't know, and then I'll show it to you guys here. Here we go. This is for, which launch was this? Let's see, you're in where, Savannah or Tifton? Yeah, you might not be able to. Shoot, I was kind of hoping I could, but I don't think you can. Yeah. Here, I'll pull this up, but you can, this isn't the right one. Oh, here we go. This is the right one, I think. Antares prediction. Okay, hang on. No, that's still not quite the right one. Whatever, I'll show you. I don't care. We're doing crazy new things in the live stream today. Pew, pew, pew. So this is kind of the flight path, and I saw another one. This one might be a little more accurate, but basically that's how long. I'm guessing about T plus. If you're more than 3 minutes out from launch, I'm guessing it'll be below the horizon for you. So it looks like Georgia, none of Georgia is actually visible. So therefore, I'm definitely well outside of that flight corridor. So I will not be able to see that from here. But that looks about like the. Yeah, that looks similar to the Antares launch, but I don't know for sure. But that's kind of a general rule of thumb. Pretty cool. Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to see it from Tifton. But I bet if you went east, if you go into kind of, I don't know, Wilmington or something, it's probably several hours from you, but you would be able to see it. So let's see. Jeff, when was the last time I was home? Last time I was home was, let's see, 2.5 weeks ago? Yeah, probably 2.5 weeks ago at this point. And I'm gonna be in Florida here for, I think, the whole month of February. There's a lot of stuff going on. I definitely wanna catch a lot more launches and keep honing in on my live stream coverage, honing in on my ground coverage to make sure that, you know, we have some really, really big missions coming up this year. We have, there's DM2, so the first crewed launch. There's going to be Mars 2020 launching this year. There's a lot of things that I don't want to miss, that I want to make sure I have, you know, the absolute best coverage, doing the best job that I can do. And I have some extra things that I will be talking to in Discord about. So let's see. Yeah, there you go. Nicholas, SpaceX kind of launches 3 rockets simultaneously with every Falcon Heavy. Yes, in the same way that the Delta IV Heavy also launches 3 rockets simultaneously as well. So you're not wrong, but you are wrong. Good call, though. Thanks, Nicholas. Mordicus, sure. Will you continue your surfing lessons when you're in Boca Chica again? I had a lot of fun surfing. I don't know if I need lessons anymore. I'll just go out there and surf. The big thing is it's exhausting. Like I think I can surf. It's just really, really exhausting. So I need to build up that, the upper body strength. I should just do that here. That's what I should be doing. I should be getting ripped while I'm here instead of just not. Richard, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Have you seen Next Aero's newest aerospike design? Happy to go interview them for you. I have not seen Next Aeros. Let me take a look at this. Next Aeros, show me your aerospike. You guys get to see my typing face. Boom. Next Aeros, next generation aerospike. They have aerospike.com. No, that can't be right. Where is, I don't see anything about these people. So I don't know anything about that. I would love to report on that, and I would love to hear more about it, but yeah. Michael Stout, by the way, thanks again, Richard. I'll keep my ears open, and I'll try to see if I can hear something more about that. Let's see, Michael Stout, what'd you say? Thanks, Everyday Astronaut. You're welcome, Michael. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you so much for the kind donation for nothing, because nothing happened. But tonight, really cool stuff will happen. Fingers crossed, tonight we have beautiful weather, and we get to see a really pretty launch. It looks like the clouds are moving west, which is confusing. Oh well. Per Thyron says, the little rocket that couldn't. I know, not tonight. But hopefully tomorrow or 3 days or something or whatever it does. So, oh, there we go. You can actually see the path of the rocket would be visible from Florida here, it looks like, but at a really long time, 300 seconds. So 5 minutes after launch, there's a little tiny window where all the way here in Florida even, I'll be able to see a launch from Wallops. That's crazy. It'd be so low on the horizon though, I'll bet it'd just look like a airplane or something. That's crazy. Cool. Thank you for that, Jacob, in our Discord channel. Richard, I'd like to see more in-depth talk with Elon on how he plans to deal with Starship's long-term gravity, 6+ months, people health, and 0G. Also, how he plans to have the astronauts transition from 6 months 0G to Mars gravity. Richard, a lot of people, there was a video that came out earlier, or at the end of last year about, how to tether starships and make artificial gravity. I've talked about this a lot on the podcast that I do with Our Ludicrous Future. So we do a thing each week where we do, why don't they just? And we got so many people, why don't you just make artificial gravity tethering starships together and have them create, artificial gravity? I think it's just honestly one of those things that's not as big of an issue as people think. It takes a couple days to acclimate again. And worst goes to worst, you have a crew that has to develop some kind of work, way to work on their legs and all the things they have to work on once you land on Mars, which is only 38% gravity of Earth, don't forget. So it won't be as jarring of a transition going from 0G to that. And people have stayed on the International Space Station much longer than 6 months. The long-term effects aren't great. I wouldn't recommend them, but as far as, especially the first couple, just full-blown exploration type transits, I don't know if we need to worry about artificial gravity. If it becomes a normal thing, if these flights become routine, then yeah, I think SpaceX and NASA likely, they'd look into something like tethering starships or doing something that is able to create artificial gravity. But for some of the first missions, it's just not as huge. It's not deal breaking. And if I get to talk about that with Elon, if he ever wants to do a longer interview, which I would personally love, I have a whole slew of questions and talking about that, and everyone wants to know about that and radiation too. So that is definitely stuff that I would for sure talk about. So, oh, that was from Flight Club. I didn't realize that Flight Club had that ability to pull up a visibility map. That's awesome. Gosh, Declan Murphy, crazy guy. So thank you, Richard, and thank you so much for that generous tip. I will keep that on the list of things that if Elon ever wants to talk again, I will be sure and bring that stuff up. So thank you. Chris Harris, we've lost intelligence. We have no intelligence. Oh, what's that from again? I know that from something. Oh, there we go. Nextaero.com/nextaero. Thank you, Chris, by the way, if I didn't say that. Nextaero.com.au. Let's take a look at this. Let's see what this is. I will make sure it's not something inappropriate before I pull it up. Oh yeah, oh, I've seen this. I talked about this. This was in my Aerospike video. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. These guys, let me see if this works. These guys are working on an Aerospike, and they're 3D printing, which is really, really cool. And yeah, it's relatively small, but it's just cool seeing an Aerospike. Like, Aerospikes have been working great for like model rocket size stuff, although it's actually scaled really poorly. But there's been liquid fueled, you know, sizes about like that. It's really cool to see using 3D printing though, to be able to manufacture an Aerospike engine. Just, it's pretty freaking awesome. So yeah, I have seen that. Again, that did make it into my video. If they make a big breakthrough or start flying or something, I would love to talk to these guys. It'd be cool to follow up with them. So thanks for the reminder. Good call. And Richard, Project 19. Oh yeah, that's exactly what you just said. Sorry. So all right, guys, I'm going to get ready and I'm going to reset because, like I said, I'm going to be live streaming again in like a couple hours from now, like three-ish hours. So if you're still here and you're still awake and you're not in Europe and you're not asleep, I'm really excited. It'll be a very, very pretty night for a launch. So stand by. I'll be tracking with a basically 1200 millimeter equivalent from pretty far away. So I won't have like the cool view that I had for the other one, but Ryan from Cosmic Perspective is doing the telescope on site. So we will hopefully get really good shots of that. And I know we're both really excited to continue to make progress with that scope that OPT provided us, which is really cool. But one last time, if you guys want to help me do what I do, the easiest way you can do that is by going to everydayastronaut.com/shop. And again, for the next 24 hours, if you type in 2 words, all lowercase, launch day, for the next 24 hours, you can get 10% off all the things in the top row, including, there's only like 5 more of those canvas prints. So if you want one of those canvas prints, there's literally, I think, only 5 left. Yeah, you can get 10% off that, 10% off the Lunar Mission tee, which is exactly what I'm wearing tonight. And then there's the Nominal t-shirt too, which is brand new. I don't even have one yet. They got printed on Friday. I'm gonna have one shipped to me here this next week. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. Everydayastronaut.com/shop. And again, that code is 2 words, lowercase, launch day for 10% off. And thank you guys. That really, it's a fun way for you to be able to support what I do, but it also just really helps me be able to keep doing everything and taking this all up another notch and really get it. I promise you, by the end of the year, you'll see what I've been working on in the background and you're going to laugh and be very giddy, because I am very giddy when I think about it. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And again, of course, thanks to my Patreon supporters. Patrons, I will be queuing you in on the latest updates in our exclusive once-a-month live stream here very soon. So yeah, if you want access to that, consider becoming a Patreon member by going to patreon.com/everydayastronaut. And again, if you want to help me do what I do, patreon.com/everydayastronaut. Hi, Discord channel. Yeah, Freeman, I will someday bring an infrared camera. Yes, that's a great idea. So, all right, hopefully I'll see most of you guys here in about 3-ish hours, and wish me luck as I reset and get ready for a beautiful night launch from right here in Florida. So, all right, everybody, now I gotta remember how to do the outro on this different system, because it is quite different than it is for anything else. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people. Bye, guys.